Oh, 1, 2, 3 in the place to be from the bottom of the map, from the
from
bottom.
the bottom of the map.
It's your dog. Your player
I
partners.
say,
It's your player partners here. Give you that real spill. Keep it trill. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
yeah, man. So I know, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a good game. You know what I'm saying? Big score. I think, any UN fan feels like they kind of knew what the outcome is going to be, but everybody was really just looking to see how the offense played. Like this is really like case study for the fans and people in general. We know that we're good enough to do certain things, but this is a learning season, not just for the team, but for, what I'm saying, the people that are watching. We're looking at defenses, we're looking at offenses, we're looking at individual players. Really, I think everybody, maybe not the team because they did their job, but a lot of us have a look ahead syndrome. We got to play Georgia Tech next, but we're really just circling North Carolina. And then there's Clemson right after that. And you know what I'm saying? We're watching Florida State. We're watching Florida play. So right now, we're just trying to see where we're at, what we have, and ultimately, are we, you know what I'm saying? Who are we? Are we elite? Are we above average? Are we just good? So
What was your thoughts about the game? What was some of the standout players?
um
What was some of your feelings of the game?
okay. Number one, my offense, I think I pretty much know what I have in my offense. I really do think that the offensive coordinator has the chance to be something special. I think, I loved Rhett Lashley. I think I was one of those people because I
Yeah.
saw what was sad. And so, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those things where I was really, as a UN fan, you just want to see your offense score points because this is a points driven league. When I look at these Pac-12 teams that as their league disbands, a lot of their teams can score. So even when I take a look at like what you really have to do, you know what I'm saying, to be competitive. So I like my offensive coordinator, and I think he's not showing everything. I think he has a lot. I just think he has a lot that he's still keeping in the bag. That they practice on, and obviously I don't know that for sure, but that's just what I get when I look at his rhythm. I was happy to see the stable of running backs. I'm big on Don Chaney. I believe he went to Killian, you know what I'm saying, high school. I could be wrong about that. Fact check me on that, you know what I'm saying? But either way, you know what I'm saying, just I don't know. For some reason, I always liked them. And I'm happy to see him get the start. I think our running backs did good. I'm happy with the receivers too. I also like seeing Rashad Smith more and more. I also, I was pleasantly by surprise because after a while, once I seen what I had in my offense, I kind of looked at the end of the game and I was looking at like, you know what? They have depth. I started to look at some of the other receivers who look good. One of the little young dudes, I think his name is Ray Joseph. Ray Joseph, I was like, yeah, you got the makings of a superstar. You like Jeff Thomas. I don't, they don't throw you a lot of passes, but the speed is even, you know what I'm saying? It's even more deadly. So, like I said, I was happy and I was able to look at certain things. When it came to the defense, though, I like to be cautious and say, listen, man, they're the best that they've been in years, you know what I'm saying? Because tackles still getting mixed, but you know what I'm saying, they're there. But I don't have as much tap as my DBs. I got two good safeties, which, I do see a mistake here and there, but I think his name is James. But overall, you know what I'm saying, he's the last line of defense and he never looks bad. But I also see like why Cam Kitchens might be the better of the two, although I think Kitchens was a 4-star or a 5-star. But I know that James or, you know what I'm saying, the other safety is a 5-star. Couch. I've heard a lot of criticisms from you on Couch, and I actually agree.
No,
But he's
actually, I like Couch. I like Couch.
I like him, but there was a couple of plays that if they would have caught, he would have got beat for a 50-yard, you know what I'm saying, touchdown that was wide open. The receiver just dropped. He's a gambler. He's a gambler. He likes to jump routes. Which I understand that, but like I said, when they do make throws, the reason that, because I look at articles and they'd be like, he's inconsistent. I was like, no, it's not that. He likes to go after interceptions. He's a route jumper. I respect that part of his game, but sometimes he gets beat. Porter got beat too. There was another pass
That's
that
the one.
Porter
That's the
got
one.
bad on. You know what I'm saying? Davis played his position and he's a hitter. And I just think when I look at a gambler, like you said, I it's hard for me to really say what I want to say about him because I'm like, brother, man gets picks. Okay, he really on some old, just like I say, he's a gambler. And I just said that I was like, I got a DB who's a gambler, but he be winning at the crap table. So you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? It's passes get completed on you because you be doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I think I still like my DBs molded like Jaden. You know what? You don't always need to get interceptions, but I don't want you to get beat, and I want you to keep things in front of you. But obviously, if it's something deadly open, my D line is great as well. Because I'm trying to wrap it up. Let you say what you got to say. My DL is good, but even against Temple, they don't really get sacks. Like Leonard Taylor, when he does get to the back, it don't impress me because I feel like that's what you're supposed to be doing. But I also realize like y'all are good. You can get pressure because you got a little pressure on A&M, but you're not really having meetings in the backfields. You know how like the song "There's a Meeting in the Bedroom." Y'all boys
Mhm.
is not really meeting at the quarterback, but you and there's 2 or 3 people out, so there's depth. But I'm just like, I just need one disruptor because if you keep the quarterback honest, when you get to play in Florida State and you get to play in North Carolina, you got to rattle their quarterbacks. And then when them quarterbacks get free, I notice. So, I mean, and like you said about the linebackers, they're good, but they're not elite. They're not keeping everything. The one good thing, and this, I believe this though, you're definitely not running the ball too much up the middle. They have definitely shut it down there because I remember used to be able to run up Manny. You could run right up through the old Manny. I like to respect Manny now because I went and looked at them and I was like, yeah, you ain't running on Penn State neither. Them boys, you know what I'm saying? That's another video. They cover the spread as well. But yeah, that's my analysis though. I feel like ultimately, I feel like it's on the coordinators. I feel like Mario, I'm gonna tell you what I feel like he's not bad. I feel like he's doing his job, but he's not an adjustment type coach in the sense of he knows exactly what to do. It's gonna be on my coordinators. And I'm also feeling like the defensive coordinator is not that he blitzed too much in that Texas A&M game. He needed to get pressure on the quarterback, and that's the only people that could. His line doesn't do it for him. So he's still playing the chess game as well, but you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where we kind of just, and they're playing other people. Emery came in the game. They ain't let her pass too much, but I feel real good about, 6'4", 6'5", and the hands, him trying to be accurate. I was like, yeah. And I was looking at the Curry Brown like, you finna transfer. I already know how this finna go because you're not trying to get accurate, and I already see the next quarterback coming in. So, yeah, you finna transfer. I already see what's going
He
on.
reminds me of what's the quarterback we had for a few years?
Yeah. The one who won games. That boy won
Yeah.
games. You talking about No, Ocala. You talking about Ocala. I be knowing these boys from the counties. You talking about Ocala, dual threat. Boy, highly decorated. Hey, he with better coaching though, that if Ja'Cory Brown would be him, he would play right now. He would play right now because we have a good quarterback coach. See, when you got Dan Enos, I don't want to throw no salt, and a couple other names, and we don't remember. I'm like, yeah, the boys ain't a quarterback coaches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, let me get into it. One thing that I wanted to see more than anything else was I think I talked about it in the last video, coaching. That was my main kind of thing to watch for is coaching. Was the coaches gonna have them boys ready? First game on the road. This is where they don't have no hype, but this is you're ranked. You're playing an opponent you're supposed to beat. Is this gonna be Middle Tennessee State all over again, or was them boys gonna be ready? And I said I needed to see them do two things. I said I need the boys to get out and start early, start fast, dominate right off the bat. And I said, I think we need to go back and check this. While I was playing Nostradamus on this. I said I need 250 rushing, and them boys hit 250 rushing.
Okay.
Um, they needed to establish themselves as the dominant team in the trenches. That's what I needed to see. Domination in the trenches, down in the pit. I needed to see them boys dominate right off the bat. Henry Parrish, 16 carries, 139 yards. Boom. That's what I needed. And the thing is, they didn't come out with Parrish right away. They came out with Don Chaney. Don Chaney came out, he's the bigger back, just to establish. And them boys like just pump the run. They didn't go past heavy. Even though Shannon Dawson came from Houston, he was like they used to throw it, I mean, almost exclusively. And last year they were trying to establish the run with the offensive coordinator, but they didn't have it. They
What
just
was
didn't
that
have it
his
whenever,
name?
huh?
What you talking about with Gaddis, right?
Yeah, with Gaddis, that was the thing. He wanted to be a power running team. But what he did, he went to the fun and gun, to the spread, and they're running from the spread versus running from, a two tight end, two back set. But what they're doing is they're using their tight ends as extra blockers. They're not using their tight ends. And this is the one thing I kind of want to see. I want to see them open up the offense with the tight ends. But they're using the tight ends as not, pass catchers. They're using the tight ends as like additional blockers. And them boys are getting, you know what I'm saying? They're getting the holes and they're establishing a line of scrimmage. But the boys had 323 yards rushing, 7.7 yards per carry. So I was like, this is great. Henry Paris did what he needed to do. He was hitting the hole, he went dancing. Cheney hitting the hole, he went dancing. Fletcher, he was getting some carries. So now they're back to this, a little bit of
You
this
see
running
that
back.
fumble?
What was that?
You seen that one fumble where he fumbled and they sat him down like real quick?
Real
I
quick,
ain't gonna lie, I liked that
real quick. Um,
real quick.
So there. Oh, another thing that they're doing in the running game is now I don't want to see too much of it. I want them to hold it, but they're having like design pulls for TVD. TVD had a 39-yard run. So it was just like he had a pull, you know what I'm saying? They had everybody, I think it was like a 3rd and 2. And of course, everybody thinking the ball is going into the running back. The whole defense, nobody has imagined TVD pulling the ball. Pull, got outside, had a 39-yard run. He's sneaky athletic. He's sneaky. He's not going to burn you. He's not going to blaze you for a lot of yards. But what he's going to do, he's going to, use his smarts. They're going to call the play at the right time. And this is what I wanted to see, play calling. I wanted to see play calling on offense. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just needed to be efficient and it needed to work situationally. So they established the run game right away. Perfect. I was like, man, they must have been hearing our conversations. Established the run game, offensive line taking over, Cooper, Lee, Rivers,
Lee is raw.
Maluga. Yeah,
Lee is the truth. Lee is the truth.
a center that can get out and do what he do. I know he got hurt towards the end of the game. I hope he's gonna be back. But the offensive line is looking like boys is to be reckoned with because they're gonna start coming up against teams that got better defensive fronts. TVD is not getting touched. The boy is clean. Jersey is
Yeah,
clean.
he didn't
I
get they didn't which
I don't,
we expected that a little bit
we
though because
expected that. Also, I think they're this is what I like. I think there's a slow movement into each week. They're incorporating a little bit more, because Jacoby George, um, he only had 5 receptions. He didn't have like a lot of big, but the thing is, you watching the game, they're using certain drives to target certain players. So it'd be like one drive they're targeting Restrepo, another drive they're targeting Kobe Young. Hey, Kobe Young, that boy a beast, boy. That boy
yeah,
a beast. That boy a beast. He should have
even
had
his
two
blocking
touchdowns.
though,
Hey, no, you know who's blocking? Restrepo's out there blocking his ass off.
our
Don't get
receivers block. We have
our
elite
receivers
blocking
block.
receivers.
Our
Every game
receivers
though,
block.
every game. No,
So
they block.
them boys is blocking.
Our O linemen go down there and block. Everybody blocks. There's somebody in practice. A theme is blocking. They've been practicing blocking.
What
Okay.
what I, what I like is I feel like there's an established like respect amongst the group. Like they respect Restrepo, and because Restrepo's out there blocking, he's doing everything. You see everybody doing it. You don't see nobody taking no plays off. You don't see nobody like everybody's catching the ball. I'm not. All them years ago we were seeing niggas dropping the ball left and right, left and right, left and right, drops, drops, drops. I think Kobe Young dropped one. But that's it. Them boys not dropping the ball. Them boys is catching the ball. They're
And
holding on to it.
contested catches from him because there was one where he didn't catch his contested, but they're using him as that tall receiver on jump balls, and I was
Well,
like,
he's
that's
6'5", and the one touchdown. Well, he should have had two. Basically
yeah.
the same play. They just threw it up there and told that boy to go get it. They said he was a pass interference. I don't know. Looked like the boy just, what I'm saying, just Debo.
No, I remember that. That should have been a touchdown because the receiver still had hands. But you know what? They were getting. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You extend just a little bit and you catch the right eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I was just like, but so the offense came to do, and Shannon Dawson, I like what he's doing. I like he's mixing it up. He's not going exclusive one way or another. When they plan to go to Restrepo, they go to Restrepo. When they plan to go to Kobe Young, they go to Kobe Young. TVD looks comfortable again. He can make every throw. He out there throwing darts. The boy dropping the ball in the
That boy's
bread.
yeah. He is the best quarterback in the last 10 years, bar none. But I think he also could be. He's better than Brad Kaya. He's bigger, he's a stronger, and I just think I was like, yo, this dude is gonna he could play in the league. He could
The
play
only
in the
thing I would
league.
say about Kaya, what I really did like about Kaya, Kaya sees it right away and he throws the ball. And TVD does the same thing. We just got to see him do it. You know, you got to see him do it for a whole career of throwing the
Okay.
ball. Um, so the offense does what it's supposed to do. What's up?
I see your co-host came in to see everything good.
Look at the TV and she wanted to go upstairs. Okay, all right. Close the door for me. you
Hey,
know,
I like your security though. I like your security.
hold on. Let me close this door. Hey. So the offense does what it needs to do. Coaching, the boys was ready. They came out, established the line of scrimmage right away. Defense, um, I felt like them. They held them. Let me see how many yards rushing they had. They only had 11 yards rushing. Temple.
Oh no. The disparity in running was a dominant theme because they talked a lot about his coach, which that's a good coach. He was an ex coach, assistant coach at Florida, and it was
Mhm.
like that's he was a running back, so they would never abandon the run. You know what I'm saying? And I think smart coaches know, the reason that you said Dawson can't throw exclusively because Mario, he had a chance to get the job before when Mario I think was at FIU and he didn't
Mhm.
give it to him because he doesn't. Mario is not an air raid type of person. He grew up at so he's thinking about the running game that they've always had, and so I could tell like that's why he makes sure that running. It's almost like we understand we're we have an air raid identity in the sense of who the coach is, but we are a running team. Okay, we are a running team. We want to establish the run, and we also want to be able to depend on the run. You know what I'm saying? So, but we have elite receivers. So I think that offense is a deadly combination because, like you said, you ain't even seen everything. So nah, I was happy with the run game, and I get that.
So the run defense was good. The only thing I kind of have a problem with, I don't think I have a problem with it. I think it's just like I think they're gonna like kind of like the offense. They're gonna open up their play calling. I think they're gonna open up a little bit on defense. Right now, I think their big thing is like nobody's gonna beat us with the big play. So they're not getting receivers aren't getting behind them, but what's happening is receivers are getting in front of them. So they're getting a lot of their receivers had a lot of 6 yard, 7 yard catches, 8 yard catches, 10 yard catches, 11 yard catches. Their receivers actually had a pretty decent game. They didn't get loose for anything big, but they was making some timely, 3rd and 8 catches, 3rd and 9 catches, 3rd and 12 catches. They're not letting receivers get behind them, but I want to see them lock up a little bit more. They didn't have. Let me see. I don't think they had any. They had a couple sacks, but I wanted to see. Only had 3 sacks. I want to see them have more. You know what I'm saying? More sacks. Miami. Even the past few years, even under Manny, Mark rate, their claim was like tackles for loss. It was always like top 5 in the country tackles for loss. They're not really in the backfield like that. I want to see Jafari Harvey. I want to see Leonard Taylor. I want to see Ruben Bain. I want to see I know we missing a couple of defensive players. We're missing.
Kelly, I think I don't know if he played. Yeah, I think Kelly was out there, right?
No, Kelly wasn't out there. Kelly wasn't out there.
And
And
Mesidor wasn't out there.
Mesidor and what's the big white boy name? Uh,
I can't remember his name.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm about to find, but we need to see we need to see more tackles for loss. We need to see them boys in the backfield. I mean, they're clogging up the run. Lichtenstein,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
been
yeah,
out there.
yeah.
But I think once we get back full strength, that means we'll have like a good rotation. Our linebackers and safeties, corners did their thing. Like I said, let nothing get behind them. But I want to see, what's killing them is they're either letting the quarterback break contain or their running backs are getting out of the backfield without anybody. They're not finding the running back. So they had a lot of plays where like their running back got loose. Out of the backfield catching the ball. I think there was a couple of plays where like Temple's quarterback missed passes to their running backs that have been touchdowns because them boys are just not finding the running back out of the backfield. So they just need to work on getting more fundamental. because like teams are gonna get better. Teams are gonna get better. Teams are gonna scheme a little bit better for Miami, but I just need to see like the fundamentals. I think this is my thing. I don't want to see Showtime. I don't want to see the turnover chain and all that. I want to see the turnover chain, but I want to see them boys just be fundamental. We're tackling. We're keeping to our assignments. We're not letting the running back or the quarterback break contain, and now they're, instead of getting a sack or a 2 yard gain or a tackle for loss, it's an 8 yard gain. It's a 3rd and 7, and now it's first down. I don't want to see that. But I do see them being more fundamentally sound. So I'm drinking the juice off of fundamentals. I ain't drinking the juice off Showtime. Cause we know the offense. I'm ready for the offense to get electric. But I want the team to be fundamentally sound. I like build it from the ground up. And you know what? I gotta give it to Cristobal. That boy said we're gonna get in the trenches. So first thing he did, we're gonna build this offensive line. Damn, I'm with it. The offensive line is looking official. Them boys is looking like
Bruh, you know they're official when you go back and you watch Texas this weekend against Auburn and how dominant
oh
their D
oh
line really was. Bro, their D line, they got back there a little bit, but they didn't get
no
back
no
there.
no no. I watched that game. Them boys dominated Auburn.
They
Dominated.
did at the line of scrimmage, though. The line of scrimmage was real bad. Like, their defensive line was all in the backfield. Their defensive line did they thing against us, but they wasn't all in the backfield. They got one sack,
They got
and
one sack.
they picked on our true freshman, number one tackle in the country. And I don't think that's not a bad performance for your first. That was the first game of the season or second game of the season.
Second game.
Okay, but
Second
still,
game.
that was his first time, like, welcome to college football moment. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah.
So
So
let
no,
let me show love to Zion Nelson, to Cooper, to Cohen, to Lee, to Malinoga. Them boys is doing their thing. I
let's
gotta
give
give it.
Zion a special thanks because that was Manny fine, right? That was
That
the
was a
three
man.
star. I
Yeah.
remember they used to pick on that boy. I'm talking about fans used to be brutal. He garbage. He a 2-star. No, 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 no.
Yeah, that's a Manny
He's
fine.
a 2-star. Where was he from too? I don't know where he's from.
From Sumter, South Carolina. From Sumter, that
Okay,
boy from the
but you could
woods.
be a 2-star from Florida. You could be a 2-star from one of these, which you feel me? I know about the Carolina, so I know about Sumter and a lot of these little small plays. And I'm gonna tell you, Manny, Manny is not Cristobal, but I'll say this. Manny was not a bad defensive coordinator. He's good everywhere he's been, and maybe he's not a head coach. But Manny was raw, and he did some good recruiting. Manny is a great recruiter. Cristobal is an elite recruiter. There is a difference. I get it.
And the thing I love, like I said, Cristobal, like he identified, he didn't just like I'm just gonna recruit all the best players. No, no, no. We gotta build this thing a correct way. So listen, I gotta attack offensive line. I got to. We're gonna be able to get skilled players. That ain't gonna be nothing. We already got a quarterback, so we ain't gotta worry about that. But we gotta build this offensive line. We gotta build this defensive line. Getting Jaden Davis in the transfer
Man,
portal.
you froze.
Oh, oh,
Froze.
oh, 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 oh. I'm
Oh
here.
man. Yeah, your screen got froze for a little minute. It's
I'm here.
freezing real bad. Okay, I think it's good now.
All right. Well, I'm saying getting Jaden Davis in the transfer portal, crucial. Getting Lee in the transfer portal, crucial.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
like attacking certain positions, not just getting like I just want to get the top player.
Jaden is the steal, and what I love about it is that he's from Fort Lauderdale, which is pretty much like, man, you from South Florida. Like, I don't know what we definitely got to do another video where we go through all the incoming people. But when I look at the DNA right now of our defensive backs, I like him because if he does keep something in front of him, you're not getting more than a yard, and he's hitting you. He's a sure tackler. For me, I don't mind the other two cornerbacks, but I think Porter is cool. I watched them get beat. Torrey Couch can get beat, and
Yeah.
I think had their receivers caught those passes, you would have had a bit of a different grade for the defensive backs. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, we need to model the game like Davis. I want my defensive backs when they call those blitzes. That's why they call the DB blitz, because he has Jaden Davis, and he know if he gets back there, he's not gonna miss the tackle. The other two are okay in the tackles. I don't want to see them in man-to-man. So now
Yeah.
you're limited.
Porter falls asleep too much for me. He falls asleep. Like
Doesn't
he
he?
can get beat. He can get beat. He can
Couch
get
has
beat.
gotten beat too, but Couch get beat jumping routes, and I
Yeah.
could live and die with him back there because he gets turned. Like he's a little interception machine. Like
I'll
he's
take that. I'll take you jumping the route versus just like blowing the coverage and just falling asleep and let somebody get behind you. And
yeah.
that's what Porter do a little bit too much. I'm telling you, man. Like I'm been
He's a
watching.
transfer portal. He's a miss on the transfer portal, but it also lets me know we do need some. We need some elite defensive backs. We need some defensive backs who can shut down sides of the field and who at least can tackle.
So I've been
So
watching. I've been paying attention to North Carolina, even Pittsburgh, Clemson. I watched the game against Florida State. Florida State, man, these receivers, man, these receiving groups. I think Texas A&M's receiving group was a little misleading because when they have everybody 6'3", 6'4", their receivers aren't like I said, they're not explosive. The boys can go get the ball, but when you got like receivers that can run routes and they're fast, like you just got to be sound defensively, and them boys gonna get tested. It's gonna happen. Them boys gonna get tested in that
like I
passing
said,
game.
Porter, Jaden, you can catch the ball, but you're not getting no yards. And I like him to fight you. He's a baller. He's a ball hawk, and this is just me. Some of this I haven't seen yet, right? Because you almost want to go back and look at the tape and be like, damn, West Virginia let him go because you out here tripping. That's where he came from, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like because one thing I do like about the DBs and their DB did it is that they play through the ball. And I mean, like, okay, you've already gotten to the point where you're a little beat, but you don't stop and give up on the play. Now your receiver don't got them sure hands. He ain't gonna focus all the way down. Nah, you can knock that ball away, you know what I'm saying, at the end. So that's my thing. Like, look, at the end of the day, we do need better DBs. I didn't look at the defense at the end of the game, but I noticed on offense, I was able to see, like I said, a lot of the newer players. And UM has depth at receiver. They got some other receivers that are young who are redshirting this year. And I was like, damn, them boys got
So,
hella speed.
so Ray Joseph is the wild card that they're trying to bring along. They say
No,
that
no, no,
boy
no, no.
Garner. They say
The
that boy
boy is
Garner.
raw. The boy is a speedster. That boy, dog, he looking like a little Tyreek Hill. If that boy becomes an elite receiver, oh, he's a problem nightmare. Did you see the speed? Did you see the speed? Listen, the speed off the end around it wasn't even like it was clear for him, but I was like, oh yeah, he gonna get extra. And I like how that boy popped his ass. Now I ain't gonna lie, the boy popped his ass good the first time around. But yes, he's a weapon. He's a very deadly weapon. And you know what I'm gonna say? If he doesn't fumble the ball. I know that I don't know if he's redshirting this year, but he can play up to 5 games. I wouldn't be surprised if you see that running play by Tyler, and you see Ray as a wild X card in that North Carolina Clemson game. Like, well, hold on now, I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
They bringing him along a little bit. What I like to see him. I think Brashard Smith is just like solidified that kick returner position. I want to see him back there returning kicks or punts. But I think they
They
just
use
trust.
Brashard as the end around too, though. I noticed he has that speed too. Brashard is raw.
I think they trust Restrepo just to catch the ball. Like when they punting, we don't need to muff no punts. Put Restrepo back
Brashard
there.
ain't left nothing, and then he done took it to the house. So I ain't gonna lie, you gotta respect that back there. Dangerous return, man. Restrepo gonna do the solid, but come on, man, this boy is electric.
I think they just want somebody to catch the ball. Like make sure because they had Jacoby George back there, and he had the muffed the punt against
Yeah.
Texas A&M, and it's like
He
what.
did, but then they didn't go to Restrepo that very next. After muffing that punt, they went to Restrepo next. But then to start the second half, they know what they do. No, the offensive coordinator know what he got because he gave the ball to somebody who could break. And so it's like, nah, you got to respect that against your biggest opponent up until this time. So you might not want to waste it. I just think our offensive coordinator might have a level of sneaky secretiveness, and I respect that.
I like
He
it. I
tests
like
the
it.
same things out, but he's like,
It's coming along little by
yeah,
little.
yeah.
I like it because he ain't touched the tight ends yet. Tight ends. I don't think the tight ends had any catches.
They didn't. They just came in and blocking situations. But when they're giving these interviews, they're talking about, oh yeah, Riley, we love him.
Nah,
We think he can be the next
they're
great.
talking about Riley can be the best tight end.
I saw that.
Period. I'm just like, I ain't seen this man catch 2 catches. I ain't seen him do
I
nothing.
think it's just got to be about this year. I can tell our offensive coordinator. I don't think he's just going to run off and take no job. But yeah, I hope as the season progresses, and it's got to be a reason. Like we're not crazy. I think the fans not crazy. People who watch, everybody like, look, they got to be saving it because there's no way. Even though we're still like, don't they need reps? Don't you need to get the reps
Yeah,
in? Because
because
these boys are
Jaleel
untested.
Skinner ain't getting no catches. McCormick not getting no catches. Like them boys,
McCormick had one catch.
yeah, them
He
boys.
needed that catch, and I ain't gonna lie. Tyler gave him that catch because everybody else was covered. You know what I'm saying?
And,
And he was.
and what happened? Was like Arroyo? Like, is he hurt? That boy ain't seeing the field.
Yeah, I think he was. I don't. I think he's still dinged up. I don't know, man. That's all I got to say about UM. I don't know about the defense, but it's depth on the offense and it's depth on the D line and the O line. Like, there's a lot of depth. And when I look at the new class coming in, like now they're just trying to get elite D
Yeah,
linemen, elite O
I think
linemen.
Arroyo hurt. I think Arroyo
Yeah,
hurt.
that's why I
But
said he was hurt coming into the season. So even like I know that there's another running back who probably ain't getting no touches right now. You know
oh,
what I'm saying?
Allen was hurt. They had what's his name? The other
Yeah,
D.
I love Allen,
Yeah, Allen
but
didn't
it's
get
been
no playing time. Chris Johnson got out there and had 2 carries, I think, but he had one where that boy got loose. I was like, I don't know. We know who
because
Chris
that was
Johnson
at the end of the game, right?
is at the end of the game, but Chris Johnson,
That's what I'm saying.
I
So
said this boy looking like, hey, our running back.
listen,
We got Chris Johnson, Cheney, Fletcher,
mhm,
Parrish, who Parrish. Like
Allen,
I think Parrish. I think he's getting it. Like he
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah,
I
he is.
like
I ain't
what
gonna lie.
Parrish is doing.
We were talking a little bit too cash money about that boy. I gotta respect that boy. Like, nah, he getting better. He
He
not
getting
doing
better.
dancing. He's show. He's blocking. Listen, the
He
man
dropped,
getting better.
the
The man
pass.
getting better.
He dropped the pass. I think he dropped the
He did drive that wide open pass. But my thing is, I don't mind mistakes. And even how like we got beat on those wheel routes. I'm starting to understand every offense, once they get desperate, they go into the wheel, they go into a running back that get lost. So I mean, that's a play that you got to look for. But that's been a lot of offenses like secret weapon. But and you know what? We do that too. We don't necessarily use them at the backfield, but we also haven't had to. But I feel like our running backs are, that pass that he dropped, it was a check down pass. So everybody else had to be covered, or that was the easiest thing. So
Overall, man, overall, I give him. I like I said, there's a couple of things I said. I give him like a B plus. Yeah, like a B plus, A minus grade. Overall, coaching was solid. The kicking game was solid. Like I said, I just want to see a little bit more on defense. I want to see them boys, like you said, I want to see them boys getting in the backfield. I want to see some tackle for loss, and I just want to see the receivers staying locked. I mean, cornerbacks staying locked in on the receivers. I like that they're not letting anything get by them deep, but they're gonna play against better receiving cores that a better quarterback. Because Texas A&M, Max Johnson ain't that good of a coach. That's why he transferred from LSU. Then he didn't win the job at Texas A&M. He only played because their other quarterbacks. So Texas A&M don't got elite quarterback play. But when we start playing, Drake,
I like Reedman before he got hurt. But who is that new quarterback that they had this Saturday? Brad Johnson that threw the pass to his brother,
that's Max Johnson.
Max.
Yeah, he's an LSU transfer. He transferred from
I
LSU.
think that boy might have got. I think some of these players be getting better, boy. Them balls was looking so crisp. I was just
Nah,
like, dang, boy.
Auburn. The next video we're gonna talk about the rest of the games. But I got a lot to say about Auburn. Because
This is their
Auburn,
first year. Hugh Freeze just got there.
yeah, but them boys looking bad. They made
He
Texas
went
A&M.
5-7. So after going 5-7, a coach with a plan, it don't matter how. You know what I'm saying?
It
What it
might be
is.
another 5 and 7 year, but
I believe it.
anyways, and big shout out to big TVD. Big Van Dime. That boy was dropping. Hey,
Yeah, yeah, he was.
I think he's back. I think he's back to where he's comfortable. I still, you know what? He a junior. I still think he should play one more year.
I think he should too, but for the good of the
I think he should
team.
play 2 years in the same system and let that boy do what he do.
But I also think that's good for the quarterback behind him because I really like I is Emory Williams, Emory
Yeah,
Bates, what's his name?
Emory Williams.
Emory Williams. I really like the way the ball comes off his hands. I like where he's trying to be. And I think just another year studying, it's like when you have elite leadership, that's going to trickle down. So I'm like, yeah, this quarterback, he's going to be there. They're taking another quarterback this year. And, you know what I'm saying? It just makes our depth that much better. I understand now when coaches and teams talk about depth. If TBD gets hurt, right? You
Mhm.
want to at least know that you at least got a decent quarterback and that can come in because that has killed seasons. I do notice that Jordan Travis for FSU, what does their depth look like? Because he's been getting dinged up, he's been playing hurt. You know what I'm saying? So our depth is there. We got secret weapons. It's just it's just especially I just don't know enough about the depth in our secondary on defense. Like I didn't that our other like who we place like I don't know. And I think this is something that we'll both have to look into even a little bit more because I wouldn't see a video on this, but how the other safety played. You know what I'm saying? That's been playing for Cam Kitchens. Like, I wanted to go back and look at certain things, but I want to felt like, there was just a bit of a drop off a little bit. Like I said, their quarterback did what he could do, but against a better team, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of missed tackles when receivers got in the open, a lot of missed tackles. Some of them were, different matchups to where the receiver, what I'm saying, they might have even had like a running back that was, what I'm saying, one of our linebackers got beat, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, just really going back and look at the tape because I mean, injuries are going to happen, but I feel better about our offensive depth than I do about the defense.
And they've been playing like almost like safety by committee also.
Okay.
Oh, they
But
haven't
I
been
do remember
playing.
they had some good safety recruits in there though, right? I
Yeah.
don't know if they're playing, um, but there was some good safe. I do know that once again, all the players that we got last year. So I if anything, because we're at a bye week this week, right?
Bye week, and then we got Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. So that's another game because Georgia Tech is not a good football team, you know what I'm saying, either. Um, but I also feel like these teams may get better. And now just wanting to play Miami closer, but still it's another opportunity for other players. I feel like once again, I think we get up big. And I think, you know what, I understand, and this is away from the betting. Once you're big, play those younger players. Let them be able to get the experience and get those reps because you never really know, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't think, you know what I'm saying, your first year you haven't been playing that much, man, that's a trial by fire. So
Georgia Tech is coming off a win at Wake. Wake Forest was undefeated before they played Georgia Tech. So
and
um,
Georgia Tech had just got beat by Ole Miss.
they
So
got
that's why I
drugged
also
by
felt
Ole
like,
Miss. They got drugged by Ole Miss. They got
uh, Lane Kiffin down into the last couple of seconds kept trying to score, and I don't know what that was about. You know what I'm saying? But all I know is, and now that I think about it, Georgia Tech played Ole Miss a lot closer than that score reveals. So, I definitely feel like they'll be better than Temple. I feel like they have more resources, and I feel like they're going to give us our best shot. But so this is a better test. This is a better litmus test because right after that, you got North Carolina. And North Carolina is not trying to lose because North Carolina feels like, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be champions. And they done beat us 2 years in a row, right? And then the year before last, before Mario got back there, might have been the most classic ass whooping that they have. So really, we owe them boys, okay? We really
not,
owe them.
not just them, but Clemson. I think Clemson gave us a good 41-3, 41 something
Well,
whooping
in a
last
way,
year.
no. That shit was 50 something, and it was
Oh,
so bad. I think that's how many. Al Golden lost his job. Al Golden lost his job after that ass whooping. Clemson, you know what I'm saying? We've been owed them, but see, the only thing about Clemson is you're gonna catch a pissed off Clemson. And I think I don't know. I was really thinking. I'm like, you know what? I like where we're at, and that's feel good. But my left gut tells me we not ready to. We could take a punch. We could take a punch, and they're not gonna give up because I saw that with Texas A&M. First quarter, we was like, okay, damn, y'all boys is down 17, 14-3. But at the same time, I don't know where we're playing at. Hopefully, we don't have to play in Clemson. But if we do,
now
um,
Clemson is at home.
we got Clemson at home,
Clemson at
which
home.
I
We,
don't know.
we
All I
at
know is
we
we're gonna
at
catch.
North Carolina. We at Florida State.
Oh my God, I gotta walk on the hostile environments. I
Mm.
don't know, man. I do feel like them boys, yeah. I just could tell, and this is no, what I'm saying? I love our team, but I could tell, like, after this victory at Florida State on Clemson, Florida State think they can play with anybody. And at this point, I'm like, well, who looks that much better than them? I think Florida State can compete with Georgia, and I think they can compete with Michigan because I think that they're also like us. They got big boys out there. Yeah, them boys acting like it's 92.
Right now, it's fucking everybody else is about Miami right now. So we're gonna say that. We're gonna say that for the next video. But yeah, I got a lot to say about a lot of this college
Yeah, a lot.
football.
Okay,
Hey,
okay,
hey,
okay.
it's a lot of lace front, wig
Uh oh.
wearing,
Uh oh.
fake nails, BBLs out here. It's
Hey,
a lot of
hey,
BBLs out here. Let me say
hey,
that.
that boy, he got big shit talking. Okay,
Hey,
okay.
listen. It's a lot fooling you. It look good. You take
Look
them
good.
pants off. You take them pants off. It ain't, yeah. You take that
Oh,
lace front off. Nah, it ain't looking good.
okay,
Trust me.
okay,
And,
okay.
and, and it's a lot of these teams that's looking. That BBL got you fooled, boy. You ready to spend your check? About to put all your bet money down.
Hey, you know the white boys is happy. They're saying the same thing about Prime. Like them boys, like
Okay.
Oregon, like, hey, I ain't back down for nothing. Okay.
Hey, Oregon's another BBL. BB got the BBL, got everybody fooled. They went out there to be. Matter of fact, they might have went to Dr. Miami and got the good BBL, but it's still a BBL. It ain't real. It ain't
I,
real.
I, I agree. I agree. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't
So
real. It's a couple teams out there that's real. There's a few of them out there. Hey, Florida State showing fluke right now. Oregon
that's how
showing
you
fluke
feel.
right now.
That's how
Yeah,
you feel.
it's a lot. It's a lot of teams, man. Yeah, we gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
All right,
But
man. This has
but
been a great episode.
so Miami got a bye week. So hopefully everybody gets we get some people healthy off the injured list. And then Georgia Tech, we full into ACC play. So
We are. We
hopefully,
are.
I think hopefully the boys stay locked in. Hopefully, the coaching staff stay locked in. I like what Gidry doing on defense. I like what Dawson's doing on offense. I like what
Yeah, man,
Christian
I'm
Parker's
happy.
doing.
A plus for the assistant coaches. Yeah, great hires. Great hires. Great
Great
hires.
hires.
And this is
Hopefully,
their first time. I don't know about their first time, but I know that they both came. You know what I'm saying? One came what from Houston,
Dawson came from Houston. Gidry came from Marshall.
Marshall. So yeah, so this is I don't know their resume, so I don't like to misquote things, but I know that this is a great chance for them to be on the biggest stage in Power Five. Not the biggest stage in Power Five, but just to be on big stages in Power Five programs where they can etch their name. You know what I'm saying? It's a greatness in that UM allure. So that's what's up.
So, I mean, we gonna see. We gonna see. Hopefully, we can keep it going. They did cover the spread. They covered the spread.
Yeah.
Covered the
I'd have
spread.
been wrong.
So,
I was scared, and I think I would have took the over and lost. And this is like you. It's. I think even with that, it's about following your fundamentals. Right now, until they shut us down, no, you ain't gonna put points on the board like that's. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be strong, but whether you know what I'm saying, like no, we're here about scoring. Every time to the red zone, it's a field goal or a touchdown, preferably a touchdown, but we're here to score. So no, we got that killer mentality. We gonna score, so you gonna have to score. You're not really gonna stop us from scoring. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but but yeah. So that's it for the U. We gonna be back to get on the rest of the BBL college teams out here.
That's
Yeah.
actually, you know where we gonna be at from the bottom of the map.
Bottom of